your main event. Introducing the hosts of Wrestling with Freddie, Jeff Dye, and Freddie Prinze Jr.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to a brand new episode of Wrestling with Friends. And here's some new theme music. Fiddle-dee, fiddle-deedle-deedle. I don't know why it's fiddle. It's more like Robin Hood.
No, I liked it.
And his merry men traveling through the woods, avoiding Sheriff Nottingham. Fiddle-diddle-doo. Welcome to Wrestling with me, as always, is Jeff Dye. I'm Freddie Prinze Jr. We got a big show for you. We will get into predictions for Crown Jewel, which CM Punk is adamantly against. We'll get into that on the Thursday show, our Halloween show. If you're listening to this when it comes out, it's Wednesday, it's Dynamite Day, and it's a few days before Crown Jewel. We're going to cover the whole week of wrestling, and we're going to start right now.
Let's go.
All right. Two of your favorites, Bronson Reed and Seth Rollins, are going to have a match at Crown Jewel. They're going to try to kill each other. You've been on Bronson Reed longer than anyone else I've heard talking wrestling, and I'm just now starting to catch up and starting to think he's cool. He had like a sit-down backstage segment with Adam Pearce, where Adam Pearce is like, look, man, you guys are fucking killing me. I'm getting slaughtered online. I'm taking shit tons of criticism. Try to let you guys work your own beef out. Come on, man. What's it going to take? And Bronson Reed, who's got this deep, like not Australian, I think he's from New Zealand accent. And he's like so intimidating and scary just with the voice, but he doesn't come off stiff like a lot of big guys. He actually is comfortable in his own skin. And he's real comfortable in the backstage stuff. I don't know about I don't remember seeing him do a in the middle of the ring promo, so I don't know how to weigh it against that. But his backstage stuff was really good, dude, and he won me over with that scene. Jeff, I think you were right about this guy. He's super cool.
He's also classic wrestling body type. That body type is Bam Bam Bigelow, it's Typhoon, it's Earthquake. Like, I love he's a throwback to like the old body types, the old kind of look, but he's way more explosive than those guys. So he kind of has like the modern physicality with a classic staple kind of look. I'm obsessed with Bronson Reed. I think it's going to be great. And also I think this is I think you'd call this a push, right? I mean, if he wins at
Crown Jewel, it's a push. Can he beat Seth Rollins? Man, I don't know. I don't even know, but we'll get into the prediction of it. But I would love to see. I don't know if he can win. That's tough because Seth has done some jobs for guys lately and done some work, and it's probably time for Seth to have guys do some work for him. But man, it would be wild if Bronson won that, because he's a legit like big guy where if he got his hands on 90% of the roster, that would be kind of a wrap in real life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love and also like because Seth is like injured, right? Like Seth is always kind of like injured. It's like kind of plays to the thing of like, well, you're not getting the full Seth Rollins. He's not beating Seth at his like peak or whatever, where he's
I guess, but that hasn't really, has that been the story? Have they been talking? I guess maybe they have. Adam Pearce has talked to him so many times about his injuries. I can't even remember when the last one was. Man, it would be crazy because you know that they have to get to Seth Rollins and CM Punk, right? Like that's the story that everybody wants to see, that when CM Punk re-debuted in WWE after 10 years, they had that whole middle finger, no middle finger, no middle finger, Yeah. So they got beef. They hate each other in wrestling life. They're gonna work together, obviously. Although you don't have to like everyone you work with. So they have to get to that. So I don't know if you get to that off a Seth Rollins victory or a Seth Rollins loss. I think you might be able to do it either way. But you guys won't find out until Thursday. So in your faces. Next up. Here's something weird. And I think I know the answer why. We kind of stopped talking about the Wyatt Six. And my reason why, and it's a concern, is I don't think they had another story for him. Now they're putting him with the Final Testament, which the way Final Testament has been booked it doesn't have them in a high leverage position. So it doesn't feel like it's worthy of the time that the Wyatt Six has received. Sorry if I'm stuffy today, guys. My allergies are going crazy today. So it just feels a little weird. Like, okay, so like you're at a weird angle right now, and it was like Dutch, and now you're upside down. And that's what the Wyatt Six feels like. It feels a little off right now. Like they don't have the heat. They don't have the juice that they had before. I don't want to say they're taking a step down, because I don't view Final Testament as scrubs, but they've been booked in a way that doesn't present them as top level dudes. So it's weird for the Wyatt Six to do it. So I guess that's why I haven't talked about them, because I haven't had any interest in talking about the Wyatt Six. But I know you really like them. Have you lost interest too, or are you liking what they're doing?
Am I still upside down, by the way?
Yeah, you're upside down. You're completely Wyatt Sixed out.
Why doesn't
you're the Wyatt Seven.
With me. Shouldn't it adjust with me?
It should have.
Like an idiot. Yeah, I thought that when I flipped it.
This to me is hysterical. For the viewers at home,
well, let's.
Jeff has been at
like
like a Dutch angle, which is like when it's like off to a 45-degree angle, and it looks very dramatic for no reason.
My vanity's gotten the best of me. I was like, I'm looking this way. I'd rather look this way. I thought I'll flip it. I thought it would correct. I thought I wouldn't be distracting. My fault. So Wyatt Six, I thought was the most compelling and interesting and best, and had it had every part you want for it. Also mixed with, they've got to care about it, and they've got to nurture this story, because it's because the past Bray Wyatt, the deceased Bray Wyatt, they're going to give this thing all the nutrient and love and nature that they could, and they haven't, which is flustering, because I thought for sure this will be like a thing they care about. I have lost interest, unfortunately. Yeah. But it isn't because when they're out there, I don't like it. It's because they're just not out there that much. Like there's not much, it's not getting as much airtime as like Bloodline and CM Punk and all these other things. So I'm wondering why that is. Why aren't they pushing this on us?
I don't know. Something's got to be going on, because they had so much excitement behind it. And now I feel like all that wind is gone, and they have to start it over. I don't know why they're doing group on group when it should really be the Bo Dallas story, and those are supporting characters around Bo Dallas, because then you could focus on individuals, and it opens up the entire roster as far as stories that you can tell, instead of limiting them to going from group to group. I don't know, dude. It's where I don't want to hate on it. I just wish it was.
I don't want to hate on it. Also, if we were having this conversation a month from now, like, why am I not seeing more of the Wyatt Six? Mm-hmm. I would say, well, it was Halloween. It was Halloween last month, so that's why it got a lot of play. And now maybe it's like they're kind of refiguring out what story they're going to tell. It's October. We should be having the most Wyatt Six stuff ever. This is completely perfect. So it's very strange. I'm not disinterested in it. I've just lost interest in the way that they haven't given me much to be interested about.
Jey Uso versus Braun. And we get some new Bloodline action going in here. Remember, Jay's spoken with Solo and said, look, man, you're dividing us, and you picked the wrong people to be a part of your bloodline. There's a reason we stayed away from these Tongans, man. They don't do things the way we do it. It's not us. And Solo's like, yo, it is us, and you need to acknowledge me. And he's like, that's not happening. And he goes, if I see you again, things are going to be different. Well, things were different, because we had a championship match with Jey Uso as the Intercontinental Champion, main event Jey Uso, versus Braun Breaker, the star of Netflix's new show in January, Monday Night Raw. And everybody knew how this match was going to go down. There just had to be a reason why Jey lost. If he just lost straight up, then it's a bullshit title run, and they completely minimize the name, main event, the work they put in, the time, everything. So thank God they at least had a reason why he lost, and it wasn't just straight up. But here comes Solo, and here comes Jacob Fatu, the Samoan werewolf, who you got a great moment, by the way, between him and Braun Breaker, where they didn't even touch each other, and they were just staring at each other like, what? Do something. What? And the crowd was just, holy shit. They had to mute it. I can't wait till they don't have to mute this stuff anymore. USA should have stepped up. They're friggin' cable. Give me a break. Anyway, they distract Jey, They beat up Jey. They smash Jey. They throw Jey in the ring. Jey gets up. Braun Breaker spears him with a super spear at 427 miles per hour, or however fast they say he runs. 1, 2, 3. He goes down. It's a sad day, but it's the story and the spark that brings the old school bloodline back together so that we can get Jey and Jimmy, which we end up getting at the end of the wrestling week. And we get Roman on the outside looking in, but this is sort of the impetus for that coming together of bros, the reunification of the brohood. They'll come back together, and then we can get a cool old school bloodline versus new school bloodline. That's how it's going to go down, right?
I'd love that. Yeah, I'm fine with that. I think that makes total sense. I'd be happy to see it.
Who does The Rock choose? Whose side does The Rock take?
The
Rock has a stake in this, a huge stake.
Yeah, I don't know. I think either way wouldn't surprise me, and I'd be happy with either. Really, I love it. Yeah, I think it's nothing but good things could happen here.
I think Evil Rock was so hot that he won't try to top it, and he might try to be Good Rock and go with the OTC. Because he just did Evil Rock, and he's gonna, you know what I mean? Like, you don't want to do the same thing every time. You could be Evil Rock with Cody, but you could be Good Rock with Roman. And everybody loves Good Rock.
Good Rock's great. And also, he is the face of the company as far as all that stuff. I wasn't crazy
He's got Moana
about
coming out. He's a nice guy in Moana. He's going to want to portray a nice guy in wrestling. Come on.
Yeah. I know if you guys listen to older episodes, or if you're a longtime listener, you know that like I thought it was such a cheap, hacky trick to just get to be the one guy that keeps getting to drop F-bombs during like things. You know,
you got mad. I remember you got hot.
So unfair and so like cheating. You know, we've seen that. Let's see what Good Rock can do. Let's see if he can hit the height of popularity as Good Rock.
Good old Rock. All right, on to SmackDown. Friday night SmackDown started, and a couple stories being played out. First of all, we got Randy Orton, all near 300 pounds of him. How do you look?
He looks so strong.
Dude, he's got the best wrestler body of anyone in wrestling today. Not ever, but of anyone in wrestling today. He's like the perfect height, the perfect width, the perfect fucking everything, dude. And he shouldn't be. It's just ridiculous. And he broke my back one time, which sucked. All right. So Randy Orton comes out and he's pissed. He's talking about KO, and we're keeping that story going. KO is one of the best. Kevin Owens is one of the best storytellers in the company. So anybody with him usually gets to look good. Randy's no different. And Randy's good anyway. He gets to be better when he's with someone like this, and he's pissed off. They've already been in a fist fight outside. They've already been in a fist fight inside. There's fist fights all over the place, but he doesn't call out Kevin Owens. He calls out the game. Time to play the game.
Yeah.
And out comes Triple H.
It's really good.
But he got thanks, bro. But he comes out as Corporate H, and that's not cool. Triple H. There's no leather jacket. He comes out in a suit. A suit. Come on, man. You're gonna talk to Randy Orton when he's almost butt naked in the ring in a suit? No, you got to wear leather. Triple H is like, "Why you call me out here, man?" And he's like, "You know why I called you out here? Give me Kevin Owens. You're protecting him. You're protecting Kevin Owens, aren't you? I know you're protecting him." He said it like 5 times. That's how certain he was. And Triple H says, "Nah, man, I'm not trying to protect Kevin Owens. I wouldn't do that. He's a French Canadian and I'm American. Damn it, we don't do that." He didn't say that. He says, "I'm protecting you from Kevin Owens because I know how dangerous Kevin Owens is. He's like Black Jack Chirac. You guys don't know Black Jack Chirac, but he was this old Looney Tunes character that was messing with Bugs Bunny. He was this French Canadian. He was trying to blow up a dam, and it was right by Bugs Bunny's house, and Bugs Bunny straight taxed him. Great
Deep
episode.
cut.
You should watch it. Hope you guys liked our horror movie recommendations too. There's our cartoon recommendations. Anyway, YouTube that shit. He says, "You're protecting me from him. I'm Randy Orton. Dude, I'm 300 pounds. I kill everybody on this roster outside of Bronson Reed." And he's like, "I'm not even trying to talk to your suit and tie wearing ass, man. Go backstage, put on your leather jacket, and let's go drink some Powerades and work out." And Triple H is like, "You really want to match that bad?" And Randy says, "Yeah, hell yeah, I do." And then he said, "The crowd, you guys want this match?" "Yeah, hell yeah, we want this match." Triple H, "You got it." And he gives him the match, even though he didn't wear a leather jacket. It was the inside was made of leather, and he gave him the match. They're gonna fight We're not going to give you our prediction until Thursday for this. However, match of the night? Or is that going to be the triple threat with LA Knight, Carmelo, and Andrade, which we'll get to in a second?
I think that's the match of the night. But second match of the night?
Yeah, it could be. Could be.
Match of the night? Vice match of the night?
Ooh, we might have a double match of the night. Matches of the night.
That's a good way to do it. Yeah, I like that.
All right, so moving on. By the way, Kevin Owens, do you like evil Kevin or good Kevin more?
I've always thought of him like interchangeably, like Stone Cold Steve Austin or
Equal,
Becky Lynch.
right?
Like,
he's equally awesome.
Yeah. He's always kind of a French smart ass, French Canadian, kind of like smart ass, kind of like, it's always like he'll just.
Why are we bagging on his French Canadianness? I don't know why, but it just feels
vernacular
right.
is so perfect. For me, like, shut up. Like the way that I love
it.
The way
and he always breaks the fourth wall. Like he's the only wrestler that watches the show. So he'll be like, you know what? I'm not even going to waste everybody's time. We know what's going to happen. I'm going to yell at you. You're going to yell at me. We're going to fight. Nick Aldis is going to come out here and he's going to make a steel cage match. So let's just do it right fucking now.
Yeah, it's so good.
It's crazy. I love it.
I didn't know. Every time he does that, I'm like, I keep forgetting they're allowed to do that. Like
he's allowed to.
Seems like
he's so
really
good.
Good. Yeah, I love
him.
He's
like Ferris Bueller. He gets to like talk to the audience, man, and nobody else gets to do that except Kevin.
I've very rarely seen anything where I go, he's the face. You know what I mean? Like even when he's coming in to like defend someone and he's the good guy, you're still kind of like he's doing like he's got a trolly kind of vibe to him. I just love him.
You shifty Canadians, man.
Yeah,
keep my eyes on all of you up north. On all of you.
Yeah.
And I'm wearing my Whistler t-shirt.
And you're a piece of shit. But I'm also a piece of shit, so I understand it. Like he's even when he's being.
No, he's
great.
awesome.
I love him.
He's awesome. All right, we also had this Best of 7 series where WWE is really trying to showcase what they can do match wise with their best athletes, guys like Andrade and Carmelo Hayes, who got called up from NXT, which is like their AAA. If you're not that familiar with it. I used to be familiar with it. I'm not hip to it anymore. I don't pretend to be. I haven't watched it really since it was black and gold outside of a couple times when it was randomly on. But they're going to give us a 7th match. And the 6 prior have all been awesome. They're flying around everywhere. The luchador, El Idolo versus the young upstart who can literally do anything he wants with his body. It's ridiculous. Bounces all over the place, off every rope, off every turnbuckle, standing without bouncing. Like Carmelo Hayes is just a freak. And they have a match to decide who's going to be the number 1 contender to face LA Knight. Except LA Knight is also going to be in this match because he was the guest referee. And when I saw this son of a bitch come out, Jeff, I had to text you guys because he came out to ref this match in a ref shirt because he's professional. On top of the ref shirt, you're damn right he wore his red leather vest. And he didn't take off his sunglasses. He left them on the whole match because he could see just fine with his sunglasses
Hilarious.
on. Because refereeing's not that hard, refs. All right? So don't stop getting hit in the face and missing all the important shit when it happens. It didn't happen to LA Knight because he's a pro. But most of all, Jeff, he came out in slacks. In like slacks you would pick up at like Nordstrom's. This was the most gangster ref outfit ever.
Today our ref is Lululemon. What the hell is going on with this guy?
Bro, he looked so great. It was such an FU. I feel like wrestlers hate it when they're refs. Like Bret Hart's very vocal about it. And when I worked there were other guys like, man, don't put me in the ref spot. Come on. And so I feel like this was the best, whether he hated it or embraced it. It was such a character LA Knight kind of middle finger to the company. Like, yo, I'm not taking off any of my gear. I'm going to look exactly the same. I'm just going to put the ref shirt underneath it and call this match. They did some really cool stuff in there. They made LA Knight look bad a couple times on purpose. Like he's allowing them to make him look bad, where they got a couple sick moves off and Andrade like disrespectfully flips over him and Carmelo kicks him in the face. And at the end of the match, like he's taken enough bullshit from both these guys. And LA Knight just hits both dudes with his finisher and it's like, fuck you. And just walks out.
So cool.
And so they got to eat shit too. So there was an equal amount of shit eating, which is wrestling. And I like when that kind of stuff happens. It was very balanced. And then at the end of the night, he's like, yeah, in your face, Nick Aldis. How do you like that? And Nick Aldis is like, oh, you're going to talk shit? all right, well, at Crown Jewel, it's going to be you versus both those assholes, and you guys all have to fight each other in a triple threat. How do you like that? And LA Knight just kind of looks at him. They left the camera on him too long, but he looked at him like, you son of a bitch. So that's going to be an awesome match. That'll probably be match of the night. Jeff said that earlier. I think you're right. But I love this. I love the match. I thought it was super funny. Go ahead. I didn't hear you. What?
Oh, I just said a lot to prove from these boys. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like this is going to be like, you know, that old stereotype. Oh, the college players play harder than the pros because they guys. I feel like that's what this feels like. Is like it's gonna be the match of the night because they got more to prove.
Yeah, they're gonna show up and show out. So we got into the end of SmackDown already because we talked about the reunification of the Bros, Roman, Jimmy, and Jey, and they'll soon be taking on the Bloodline. But they're short. They're still short a member, not short in stature, mind you, just short in numbers, and that's gonna take us to AEW. And Jon Moxley's cutting some of the coolest promos the company's had since they've come out. Mm-hmm. And it's not in the middle of a ring. It's like outside backstage stuff where he's mic'd up, but you can't tell he's mic'd up. And he has full freedom of movement. So it's not like a boom mic that has to like be above the camera frame and follow him everywhere. He's just got one under his shirt. But he's in the back of a truck in like the Great Salt Flats of Salt Lake City, in the Great Salt Lake, basically. And he cuts this promo and he talks about, like, imagine what they all could become because tonight a small part of someone will be destroyed for the greater good. He's basically saying AEW's soft and I'm going to harden it. And we're going to give it tough love the way the Blackpool Combat Club does. We almost killed Bryan Danielson. We almost killed everybody that we mess with, and someone's going down. And then he hops in the back of the truck and they kick dirt up. And they probably went off-roading for like 15, 20 minutes before they went home. But this is the cool. I'm not even joking. He's had some really great promos. He's had some good shit with CM Punk when they had their beefcake. He's had plenty of good promos. But this, to me, I'm not saying it's the best because I'd have to compare, promos and look at them online and all this. But this is my favorite stuff that Jon Moxley's doing. This new angered version of him, this anti-establishment version of it's almost like it's new school but old school at the same time. It's like we're going back to toughen up these kids and not have all these soft ass kids, but their style is I guess it's just old school because their style is just t-shirts and pants. So that's old school too. But I really love this version of Jon Moxley. I think he's way more intimidating. He's scarier. You don't know what the hell he's going to do. You don't always know what the hell he's even talking about. And he's the voice of this whole group. And he lets the others talk sometimes, but you know damn well whose promo it is. Like, it's Jon Moxley's, and this was Jon Moxley's promo.
Yeah, I said it last week, but this is his best work yet.
Yeah, you did.
I think that this is Jon Moxley's like masterpiece. And so, in my opinion, and maybe it's just because I resonate with the story so much, but I like it. I love everything he's doing. I think he's my favorite person in wrestling currently. It's awesome.
Masterpiece is a cool way to say it because it's like he's always been a talented artist, right? But it was that last painting that he started with Bryan Danielson where he's taking the title back and he's ending one man's career. And it's like a rebirth of his at the same time. And that canvas is the ring. It's literal and figurative in this sense. And this is going to be maybe not. Maybe there's something better down the road. But as of yet, this is going to be his masterpiece. I like the way you phrased that. That's cool. That's very cool.
I think he's crushing it. And he's kind of found his voice. Like, even when he was like champ in WWE, it felt like, because he kind of like crushed the indies. He was one of these extreme wrestler guys. Like, he always had like the respect of his peers, kind of a comic, if you will, in wrestling. And then he gets to WWE and he's part of the Shield. And he's got this whole thing. It feels like he knows who he is. He's locked in and he's doing like his best, like real work. It feels like
he's a man's man, bro. He comes off like a man's man. All right. So at the end of the night, they tried to damn near kill a man. And Orange Cassidy came out to save him. I think it was Chuck Taylor that they tried to kill. And Orange Cassidy came out to save him. But I don't know if Orange Cassidy is the one that's going to dethrone Moxley. I think he may be killed as well and sacrificed to the masterpiece that Moxley's painting, because he's got a ways to go before he should lose this title. I think this should be a very long, dominant title run where all these guys are coming up and they just can't do it. And then when you find someone in the company that you're ready to strap a rocket to, that's the one that finally takes him down. But I like the Squozen one, Orange Cassidy. And I think he is the Squozen one, but I don't think this is his moment. I think he's going to be sacrificed as well. Do you want to see someone take this off Mox? No way, right? You like it. You like the belt on
I
Mox.
love where it's going. Yeah, I think it's great. And I think it's like really let him cook, as we say. Like just let him cook. I think it's in a good spot.
Finally, Chris Jericho tries with various degrees of success to put every single person in AEW over at some point. Sometimes it's worked well, sometimes it hasn't worked, such as art and such as life. But now it looks like he's trying to put the entire Federation of Ring of Honor over because he finally got his win. Not finally, they only had 2 matches, but they had a ladder match for the Ring of Honor Championship with Mark Briscoe and him. And Big Bill threw him on his shoulders, climbed up the ladder and got the title for him, or let Chris get the title. But Chris now has that championship. He's officially El Nueve. Or is that feminine? Would it be La Nueve? No, it's El because it's a number. He's the 9 officially. I don't know what it is in French. Is it Neuve? Le Neuve? Maybe he's, I don't know. I don't speak French. For a reason, okay? For a reason, because I choose not to. But anyway, could this be a chance to get some shine on Ring of Honor? Is he legit trying to do that, or is this just another story that they're telling? Is he just trying to get Mark Briscoe over? I think the crowd already loves Mark Briscoe, so I think it's bigger than that. I think he's legit going to try to put the brand out there and have all the Ring of Honor guys come and try to kill him. Although they may have already done that. Yeah, I think he did that story. So maybe something different. I don't know. But he's the champ, Jeff. How do you feel about it?
I think it's interesting whenever they try to bridge these things, they try to bring it goes against everything Vince has brainwashed into our brains,
Sure.
Like we're like, what do you mean Ring of Honor? The hell's Ring of Honor? Like Vince would have never even considered letting his wrestlers sign autographs at a place that was in a different. So it breaks my brain every time I'm going, what's Ring of Honor again? What's TNA? What are these things? Mm-hmm. So I think that it's cool that they do it. I'm wondering what the long plan is. So I'm wondering what is the eventual...
That's what I'm wondering. If they're trying to get a TV deal for Ring of Honor, I guess maybe this is the way you do it. You put Chris Jericho on as the champion, and then you try to build around him, and then you try to get a smaller deal, obviously, than you would for AEW. But maybe that's the plan. Maybe they're trying to get a separate TV deal for that. I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah. We'll see.
All right. You guys, stay tuned for Thursday's episode. We're going to get into all of our picks, and we're here to make you guys money. Thursday is a day to make you money. You listen to me, you listen to Jeff, you listen to our very smart producer, Alex, and you get all your picks. You can discern through the 3 of our fabulous wrestling taste, knowledge, and experience, and make yourself a small fortune on whatever app that chooses to sponsor us when we eventually have one. But we don't yet, so don't gamble. Don't gamble at all with any of these sites. Just bet with your friends, and don't bet more than you're willing to lose. A good rule for gambling: whatever you'd spend to go out and have a kick-ass night and have fun, that should be the number that you spend gambling, because you're still going to go out and have fun spending that money. If you go over that, I've never known anybody that had a good time unless they won big. So take that advice or throw it out.
You don't want to chase your losses.
No, never chase. Just say, I lost. They got me tonight. I'm going to go home, watch some professional wrestling, and listen to my favorite podcast, Wrestling with Friends. Stay tuned for Thursday's episode of Unsanctioned. We'll see you all then. On behalf of Jeff Dye, I'm Freddie Prinze Jr. Peace.
This has been a production of iHeart's My Cultura Podcast Network. For more podcasts from iHeartRadio, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your favorite shows.